This episode of Reppin' the State Line podcast with John, George, and Josh is sponsored by The Mortgage Dad. Working with George's team gives you access to an unmatched menu of mortgage programs and over 100 years of combined mortgage experience. Skip the stress, love your mortgage experience, and get home with George. Visit www.homewithgeorge.com. NMLS ID 443967.
And welcome back.
Wow, that was a lot.
That's a loud way to get our episode going. Welcome back.
We're back.
We're back.
It's Christmas.
Repping the State Line podcast with John, George, and Josh. And it's our Christmas edition, our ugly Christmas sweater edition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our sweater vest. Here you go, guys. For all those that don't know, I got snowman.
So I have a sweater vest, right?
Yes.
It's a women's 3X sweater vest. And I think I've had it since probably 2007 or 8 when I was in high school. I found it at the Goodwill. It went missing. I'm very upset. I can't find it. The funny part though is when I'd wear it, it'd come up to here. It was short and wide.
So the story behind this vest, all right, since we always plug local businesses, I picked this up for an ugly Christmas sweater party, the day before I had to go in. For this ugly, you can't find where do you find an ugly Christmas sweater in a store? You can't. You have to order it. I got invited to this. Where?
Walmart, dude. Walmart on West Riverside had an entire.
Are they sweaters though, or are they sweatshirts with print on it?
No, they had this, and they had literally ones like your vest.
So, because this I picked up at Culture Shock.
Oh, very nice.
And whenever you get a chance, I try to go there all the time. They get a huge selection of ugly Christmas sweaters every year now.
Yeah.
But I bought this one at Culture Shock because they only had sweaters that were a medium or a large. And we all know I do not fit in either one of those. So this was the only 2XL they had. It was in a vest. But I think it looks great over something black or blue or whatever. So
I got my story on my sweater vest. I got this as a gift from a good friend of mine that lives up in Wisconsin. And the story that I was told is he bought it for a gag gift for a Christmas party because he's a Packer fan and they're all Packer fans up there. So he bought a Bears sweater, and then after the fact, or he got it gifted to him, and after the fact he had no use for it, so he mailed it to me. So now it's my ugly Christmas sweater, and it is awesome.
I mean, it is ugly, and the Bears are pretty ugly right now too. So they kind of go hand in hand.
Oh,
you heard it here first.
You heard it here first. And I'm not going to give too much because I have a Jets one that I only wear on game days right now during this season. And, we're 7-7 now. So I'm just kind of our playoff shots are pretty much done. We need a miracle over the next couple of weeks. So I'm not going to complain too much. But we're not only going to not get a good draft pick, we're also not going to go to the playoffs. So we're middle of the road.
Yeah, just
always, every year, mediocre.
mediocre.
That's funny.
It's just
Zach Wilson. Life could be worse. We could be Cowboys fans, right, George?
Hey, go boys, baby.
Yeah.
Go boys.
What was that joke that I heard? Stop making fun of kids because they still believe in Santa when there's a bunch of adults that still believe in the Cowboys.
Oh. For kids listening to this podcast, Santa is 100% real, and you should go to bed on time on Saturday and see all the wonderful presents that Santa brings you.
Absolutely. Yes. So, moving on.
Palm to face.
Palm to face, George. Okay. Moving on, though, but tis the season, so we are actually
on location today.
We are at George's corporate office here in the Rockford area.
Yes. Planet Home Lending.
And we are in a broom closet, it looks like. That's why that goes. So this is actually George's office, but he doesn't work here at all. So
I work out of the house. You are correct.
So there's nothing in here.
Is it work out of here or just work?
Huh?
Said George doesn't work out of this office, or he just doesn't work.
Well, I've already heard his 2023 travel schedule, so I am very jealous.
Is it that bad?
I am very jealous. Just put it this way: we will not see George for the month of June.
The month of June.
Are you going back to Hawaii?
I'm doing 2 weeks in Hawaii and 2 weeks in the South, back to back.
What's the South?
We're going
anything south of DeKalb.
No, we come back from Hawaii on a Thursday, and then Friday we fly down to Atlanta, rent a car. We go to Nantahala, where my wife's uncle has a cabin in the Smokies. We're spending a week with them, and then we're driving to Alabama to visit some friends, to Nashville, and then flying home from Nashville. So we're doing like a 2-week visit tour in the South. I plan on working through all of it, though. I mean, all I need is internet access.
And that's all we really need
Yep.
anymore.
So you people listening, when you're looking to buy a house and George is gone, you just gotta go to what's your website?
homewithgeorge.com.
And he can get you done in the Smokies, in Atlanta, in
Yeah.
Hawaii, anywhere you need him to be working. He is always accessible.
Home with George. You got it.
Homewithgeorge.com.
Super easy to
I
remember.
mean, it is very easy to remember. We need to get Josh easy to remember website page at least. We got to get you a landing
And we're
page. That's
still-
my goal for 2023.
Is to get me a
Is to
landing
get
page.
covered with Cooper.
It's covered with Cooper, man. I got people
Covered
saying
with
covered
Cooper.
with Cooper all over the place.
.com has to be up and running
In
the first
2023.
quarter of 2023. But we're here. It's Christmas. We had the winter. We had a lot of stuff going on. So Hanukkah is, I think, 4 or 5 days in right now. We have the
No,
winter
we
solstice.
established this yesterday.
It's day 5.
Well, depending on
No.
when this airs.
They're 4 days in.
They're 4 days in,
This is day 5. Tonight will be day 5.
so we're 4.5
It's
days.
8
Correct.
crazy nights. Remember?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and this is one of those rare years where all the holidays kind of fall in that same 2-week period, which I really love that. Because like last year, Hanukkah came like 2 weeks before Christmas. You know, Kwanzaa is always the 26th until January 6th, I believe. It's 10 days. You got
And-
Festivus,
And don't
which
forget
is
Ukrainian
the
Christmas.
23rd. Well, you call it Ukrainian Christmas. I grew up, it's Russian Orthodox Christmas.
It's
Which
Orthodox.
Russian
yes.
Orthodox is the same as Greek Orthodox. It's
Which
just,
same as
if you're
Eastern.
Greek,
Yes.
and that was Catherine the Great that actually brought that to the Ukraine. And that's where it all came from. So Russian Orthodox,
It's-
Ukrainian, all that Eastern Orthodox.
I will
would be
correct
how
you.
we
It's
call it.
not the Ukraine. It's to Ukraine. It's not the Ukraine. Just say. Okay. Good. Just wanted to point that out. Moving on.
Well, I
You just
say
got
I go
Ukrainian.
to the Americas. I go to the British Isles. I go to the Ukraine.
It's to Ukraine. Yes.
Okay. So anyway, we're gonna fight with that. But I've got great news though. I'm inviting myself to George's family for Ukrainian Christmas because
January 7th.
Denise is actually in the Dells for a gymnastics meet. I'll
Beautiful.
be up with her on the 6th, Ukrainian Christmas Eve. Or Orthodox Christmas Eve. 'cause that's why I grew
It's
up-
Orthodox. Yeah,
But
Greek.
I told Denise, I said, yeah, she's like, you're not gonna spend just the 2 days up in the Dells? I'm like, no, you're gonna be working. I'm not staying there. I'm going to Ukrainian Christmas because I miss all the foods from all of that. Because when my grandfather passed away, that tradition kind of ended. Mom and dad don't make that stuff. I live in the Midwest. It's not like I'm going back home.
So yeah, let's recap last week. Let's kind of stick to format. I know it's a holiday episode and we're all excited, but last week, what did we do? I went to the Bears game, cold Bears game. Again, it was I think 4 degrees wind chill at time
At least
of
you're not
kickoff.
going Saturday.
I'm not going Saturday. I wish I was though. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's Buffalo. It's gonna be a fun game to be at. Period.
What's the over under on tables broken in tailgate?
And that I'm not sure because I'm not part of Bills Mafia. I am a Bear fan, so I couldn't tell you that. But it was a fun weekend. Got to do that and really, really busy. Oddly enough, usually this time of season, things wind down, and I feel like things are winding up for me. I'm slammed. I'm trying to get some applications through here before the end of the year, and that's good for you because you're also going to be busy too.
Well, no, and that is one great thing. So we'll keep the format, but then we'll talk about the greatest gift we're giving a family this week.
Yeah,
So, but we'll talk about that because all 3 of us are involved in this, and that's
transaction.
amazing.
Yep.
But
What time's that closing at?
it's at
Tomorrow,
9
9
a.m.
o'clock.
tomorrow morning. If you're at George's house by 7:30, you can ride with us if you'd like.
It closes at 9,
At 9 o'clock.
and you're leaving your house at 7:30.
Well, we're told we're getting this
It's in Crystal Lake.
snowpocalypse. It's in Crystal Lake, so it's an hour drive to Crystal Lake. I'm picking up Starbucks for me and George. If you'd like to come, give me your coffee order.
Yes.
I
And
thought
then
you guys
taking
were
Venice's
closing.
SUV.
I
and
thought
we're
you guys were
driving.
closing at.
We should show.
Midwest.
No, we should show up. We should show up at the closing with and get those. What do they call them? The pinstripe suits and sing for them.
Like caroling?
Caroling, yeah, there you go.
We should carol.
Caroling
yes, no.
tomorrow morning at
But
their
don't
closing.
forget your closing gift. I have to go get mine after we're done here today. So, but last week was great for me. Denise had their company Christmas party at Kid Spot up in Roscoe. It was not at Kid Spot, it was actually at Fibs. I don't know if you've ever been to Fibs. So Fibs is it's a restaurant bar in Rockton, right on the main street there. One door right next door to DD's Cafe, the coffee and decor, DD's Coffee and Decor, right there on the corner of Main Street and Black Hawk. And they have a room when you go inside. The bar's to the right, the dining room's to the left, and if you go straight up the stairs, they have a party room on the second floor. And there's another bar up there with bathrooms. That's where we were. Great time hanging out with Venice's employer and all her coworkers and their spouses. We're all kind of one big family, but it was funny because my son Kyle and my daughter Emily both work there as well. So, and my son Kyle dates the dance team director, Maya. So the two of them are there. Emily's there with her boyfriend. Me and Venice are there. And it was like, so like 1/3 of this party is like my family, it feels like, you know what I mean?
That's funny.
So, but it was a great time. We did a little bit of bar hopping afterwards.
Nice.
Around Rockton.
What about you?
How does Kid Spot feel about the inter-company mingling?
They got no problem with that as long as it doesn't interfere with the business.
And performance.
Oh yeah, my weekend. I've been busy. It's just we had basketball on Sunday. Mason ended up playing with the 4th grade team for a couple games, and then played with his 3rd grade team. They went 4-0. It was a good time. We're finishing up Christmas shopping and wrapping presents and work. I mean, I'm slammed. So it's
That's a good thing.
So Mason's one of those kids that just like any sport he picks up, he just seems to excel at. That's how my son Kyle was. It's like he'd never played baseball in his life, run to a softball tournament. Kid's hitting home runs. First time he's ever hit a ball. He was, 18 years old at the time.
Yeah.
It's just craziness.
Yeah. So it's just busy. I'm excited. Valentine Insurance closed down today at noon. And we don't return back till Tuesday, the 27th, which is the longest I've ever had off around the holidays. And it's just that's what happens when you work for a great employer. They take care. They know us how hard we work, and he just.
I'm
takes
shocked.
care.
Everybody's talking about having Monday off for Christmas.
I'm working.
And I'm like, what's Monday off?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I've got showings because my client works at a bank and she's off, so I have to go show her houses.
Well, because technically they have to give you a day to observe Christmas,
Right.
and so it's either Friday. They
No,
either pick Friday or Monday.
Well,
Our
Some companies
corporate is
give them
off.
both.
Our corporate is off Monday, but I'm
And actually, I am
obviously working.
I
so-
am working Monday. I have a client that I was supposed to meet with this morning to sell a business policy to. Came down with the flu.
Ooh, maybe
So-
Tuesday or Wednesday.
So I said, let's plan on Monday morning. My business partner who's helping out on the transaction is leaving for Florida. So we're
There you
going to try
go.
to meet Monday morning and
Cool.
get taken care of. But yeah, just busy. Is there any cool traditions that you guys do in your house for the holidays?
So yeah, that's a good. We know John's traditions. Shogun.
I got my reservation.
See, you go to Shogun, we go to Backyard.
Backyard.
Yep, we go to Christmas Eve dinner. We go to Shogun. We have a 6 o'clock reservation on Christmas Eve. There's 6 of us. My 3 kids, me and Venice, and my sister-in-law Megan. And we just go have dinner and drinks and just a nice time. We don't have to worry about cooking, none of that stuff. And it's just become a tradition for us. We started it a few years back when the kids started getting older, and
Mm-hmm.
we, blended families, and you got divorces in the family, and then sisters and brothers are all married to other people, and they got to go to the other sides, and eventually it comes down to where there's a Christmas, and you're like, we're just home, and what are we going to do? It's just us. So that's how it all started, and it became something the kids love to do.
Sure.
And then on Christmas morning, we go to another great local establishment, which just got sold for the second time in its existence, Gill's Diner.
Yep.
No.
And, yeah, but they're keeping it all the same, just like when the people that own Gill's now bought it in 1984
But
from the owner that started it back in 1969.
But they sold it
Wow.
to I think 2 people that have worked there for a
They've worked there like
in a
15,
su-
20
in a
years.
super amount of time. Yeah, like nothing's gonna change. And they put a post out. they're retiring and they're going south.
They're moving to Florida.
They're,
That's it.
they're enjoying their life, man.
That's
Why
pretty,
not? But
pretty
we
dope.
go there for Christmas morning breakfast, and everybody, you'd be shocked. Like it's Christmas morning, but the staff there just is happy to
You know,
see you.
Now that they've changed hands, and one thing that we definitely should, especially if they're watching our podcast by any chance
Or listening, yeah.
or listening, if they need business insurance, we got a guy right here.
Yep,
And
that's
cover
true.
with Cooper.
And I think what we need to do is go to recap some of the restaurants we did do breakfast at, like we did Potato Shack a couple
Yep.
years back. I will tell you, the lumberjack breakfast at Gill's Diner, you're not going to go home hungry. They have this homemade cinnamon swirl bread that they then slice and make French toast out of.
Oh,
And I get that with some eggs, bacon, sausage, ham,
Dang.
potatoes. It's a lumberjack breakfast. If you go home hungry after eating that, there's something wrong with you.
yeah.
You know, 'cause
You eat
I'm
too
full
much.
and I eat.
Yeah.
No, you guys all know that. You saw at the game those breakfast sandwiches Josh was making. Those things are amazing.
Mhm.
But I mean, this place will fill you up, and it's not going to break the bank either to go for breakfast.
So your Christmas tradition, cool. Shogun, ours it's evolved because as family moves away, family gets older, just like you. So right
But you got
now,
younger kids.
yeah,
too, so
my
being
kids are
home
8
is
and
kinda-
10. Yep. So Christmas Eve is with my parents on my side. They now live next door, so it's very convenient. We go next door. We have Christmas Eve. We do gifts with my parents and the kids. Christmas morning is just us. So it's just my wife, myself, my kids. We open the Santa gifts. We open the gifts from us to each other, and then my parents join us for a quick breakfast before we head over to the in-laws, and then we spend since I've been married to we've this is 15 years, so probably 16 7
Since
no,
you guys have
17
been
18.
dating.
Yeah, we spend Christmas Day at her mom's house. We usually get there about 10 11 o'clock after breakfast, because don't fool yourself with little kids, like 5 o'clock and they're ready to open gifts.
Oh yeah.
So this isn't like let's sleep till 9 and then we'll go. No, this is like as soon as they're up early, like they've never been so eager to get downstairs. Then Christmas morning we do it. We have our breakfast at like 6 7 o'clock. Head over, and then we just play games and open gifts and have dinner and leftovers, and we usually spend the night till. And it's just all day, all the family, and we all just hang out.
That's awesome.
It's good times.
I miss those days. Now my wife and I are up going, should we wake the kids? We should go to breakfast. We got to wake the kids.
Well, yeah. So I bought this here, so I just installed them, and my daughter is the genius. So the rule has been you can't leave your room in the morning until you hear Christmas music playing. Well, we just installed these twinkly lights in both of the girls' rooms, where they're like little rope lights that go around their room.
Yeah, the fairy lights, but they're on
Yep.
a sensor probably.
So they've been saying now, instead of the Christmas music, to just flash those red and green when it's time to go down for presents, because they'll be up at like 4 or 5 o'clock. And my wife and I are like, no, you don't just get free reign at it. You have to wait until it's appropriate to come down.
How about you, Josh? What's the traditions in your household?
So we open up our family gifts, me, Kelsey, and the kids, on Friday the 23rd night.
Festivus.
Yep. And then because Christmas Eve is a big day for both sides of the family, so we go to my mom's house for brunch Christmas Eve morning. We're there about 9 o'clock, stay till 1 or 2. And then Christmas Eve night is with Kelsey's family. And we go out the backyard for dinner, and then we open presents over there. And then Christmas morning, it's just us, Christmas morning. And in our house,
Nice.
Santa only brings Christmas gifts on Christmas.
Same here.
And they're not wrapped, because Santa doesn't wrap gifts. And they're sitting on the couch where Santa put them, and they're all ready, put together and ready to play.
Ooh, interesting.
So
So you have a fun night. You bust out your
Santa
booze,
always-
and you're sitting there
Santa always-
building every night.
My house too. Santa always brings the gifts from Santa. We're always ready to go, fully built, never wrapped, just sitting right there, and the kids just knew which ones. Well, obviously, like the boys knew the dollhouse was probably Emily's, but you know, but that's the kind of stuff, like the boys just knew which one was theirs, or which, because it was like, this is what I asked for Santa, and nobody knew about this present. It was like the most amazing thing. So
Yep. So that's that, and then Christmas at noon. Actually, I get up. It allows me to get a lot of stuff done on Christmas morning because I got smoked the hams for lunch. So I smoked 2 hams, and then we go over to my in-laws who live actually next door as well. And my side of the family, Kelsey's whole side of the family, we all get together and enjoy Christmas. And my mother-in-law always puts together this really cool like Christmas family feud game. So we play games and we talk and we hang out. And
well, I got to give both you guys, well, you and Monica, a lot of credit having your in-laws live right next door.
yeah,
Like, cause I love my father-in-law, I love my mother-in-law, I love the family, but I like the buffer. I got about an hour's drive to each of them, and I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, no, I've always been really close with my parents, and my mom especially is unbelievable support for our family. And Monica's mom, to be honest. I mean, between the two of them, I don't know how we do it with pickup and daycare and the early ages, and now pickup from school and all the activities that they're in. I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal to have that kind of support right there. If we had moved to another city, it'd have been difficult to much more difficult on us for sure,
Yeah.
to be able to sustain. And we're fortunate enough to live in a family with dual income. Not many people have that, so I guess maybe we would have had to set our bar a little lower in terms of like what kind of a house, where we live, and all that, and have a more traditional way of doing things, so that one of us had more free time to handle some of the stuff that our family's picking up on that in our situation. So very fortunate.
see, with me though, I'm still young, obviously, and when we bought our house, we've been there now 5 years. Me and my wife, Kelsey, were just starting out in our careers, so we looked at a slew of houses back then. And shoot, was it 2017, 2018, right? When we're both. She was graduate college in 2016, so we were just really starting out. And the neighbors were like, "Hey, we're gonna sell. Do you want to buy it?" And at this point, we looked at a lot of houses and nothing really what we wanted. And they said, "Hey, if you buy it, we'll give you a killer deal." And so
That's awesome.
it kind of just worked out the way it did.
Ours
And
went the opposite. Like my neighbors, once we bought our house, we always joked that one day my parents want to buy our house, and then the time came and they're like, "Hey, we actually are selling. Were you serious?" And our joke actually became reality, and we got a killer deal. Same way that you did. It's hard not to. You know, ultimately, with my parents, their options for support as they get older,
Right.
is me, my brother that lives in California, my brother lives in Connecticut, or my sister that lives in Chicago. And to be honest, I don't think that there really was an option then for me to be the guy to step in and help with them. So worked out perfectly.
see, but you're on the other end of it, right? So you are in your forever home.
Yep.
And you guys have made it your forever home with your parents next to you. We started off with it. So here in the next, 2-3 years, however it may happen, 1 year.
You mean
2 years,
2-3 months?
I told you what to do.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You take your in-laws' house, move, because you have a ranch. They have the 2-story. They have
You
a slightly
flip.
bigger house. You flip houses.
There you go. And
You
you
still
still
get
have
to
a
keep the
pool.
Yeah.
pool. They still get all the
Oh, and then I
access.
don't have to put a pool in, because then you'd have a pool. Oh,
I know, you're getting the pool.
But we're all, you know what I mean. So we're I would probably say in the next 1 to 3 years,
Months,
we'll probably be,
Yep.
Oh, right.
in our second, possibly forever home. And who knows where that's going to be? You know what I mean? So
And I would say that just a little advice, you never know what your forever home will be, which one. We moved into the place we're in Roscoe in 2006 with thinking it was just another stepping stone. I've been there almost 20 years.
Yeah.
In that house. And now I'm sitting there going, I think I want to make this my forever home now. I love my neighborhood. I love my neighbors. I love my area. Roscoe has so much to offer somebody to like move to. Rockton is a beautiful little community. We got everything so close. We always talk
Agreed.
about how close everything is around here anyway.
100%. But I think obviously we've talked in extensive with all of us, and I know this isn't our forever home. Right now we're making it the best of the situation, and
Yeah.
and when that time comes, I'm sure everyone will know all about it. We'll probably have episodes in the house.
And I will tell you, we've all helped a young couple. We're not going to say who, but I've been working with a couple for about a year now, and they were looking for that starter home. Turned out they found their forever home on Thanksgiving, and they sent me a message Thanksgiving morning asking if they could see it the day after. And I set up the appointment, and then we found out the house was under contract since the day before Thanksgiving. But there was a home sale contingency, which means the people buying that house had to sell their house in order to get this one.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was 6-7 months ago, we'd be done. We'd be dead because houses were just flying. It didn't matter, But because of the shift in the market, locations, interest rates, all that beautiful stuff, we submitted an amazing offer. We reached out. They met with George. He got qualified for this home because our pre-approvals expired. Everything we were working with got them pre-approved. Went through. Then they called we got the contract. We got it. Then they went to start calling for the important stuff they need because you need to get your insurance and everything. And I gave them a suggestion, and they had an issue with their insurance carrier. So I said, call Josh. You'll be covered with Cooper. And Josh, you were able to not only get them exactly the insurance they needed, help with some issues the other carrier kept saying were problems. You saved them a ton of money as well, I believe, on the auto and the homes.
Yep.
And here we are now, this young couple married just a few years.
Closing tomorrow morning.
Closing right before Christmas.
Yep.
At 9 a.m.
Well, technically today.
Whichever date is there.
Technically, they already closed.
The cool thing though is they get this. They probably won't have all their stuff in, but as you guys all know, they're probably gonna get a blow up mattress. They're gonna blow it up.
Yeah.
They're gonna grab some pillows and blankets.
Get some pizza and have Christmas at home.
And they're gonna sit in their new house on Christmas Eve, just
soak it in.
It in.
You only get to do it once.
They're gonna wake up, you know what I mean? And that's how it is. And honestly, there are a lot of, I think, insurance agents and loan officers and realtors all over our area, right?
Yes.
And I don't want to toot our own horn, but we get things done. That's the point. We get it done, and we get it to where we make people's dreams and lives come true.
And that's super true because we went through this process and we had to clear to close a week ago. So when we look at how late Thanksgiving was, we were 2 weeks with a clear to close, 3 weeks to a closing. That's unheard of. You were able to do amazing things. We didn't have to wait on an appraiser. We knew the house valued. We knew everything was good. The underwriting, everything's in-house here. I mean, it was just an amazing process. So I'm just grateful. And again, one of the best gifts I can get for Christmas is having great referral partners and friends like you guys.
Yep.
So
I appreciate that. In that spirit, we normally at this part of our show, we go and talk about what's going on in the area. And we felt that it was very important to not plug anything in the area going on this weekend, because honestly, everybody should be spending time at home with their families, enjoying the holiday season, enjoying Christmas. Christmas is on Sunday, so Saturday, Sunday, enjoy. You don't get very much time where you have, like Josh said, he's done until Tuesday.
I am.
Take advantage. It's gonna be
a lot of family time, and I'm really
block out the noise of shopping this and returns and this, that. Just slow down. Enjoy your times with your family. Enjoy time off. Merry Christmas. And I'm very thankful. We got next week in store. We have an awesome episode, first of its kind on our podcast. I'm really excited for it.
I love how you keep foreshadowing that we go, and he foreshadows that we sit there and go, hey, we air tomorrow. We haven't recorded yet. All right. Well, with that, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Winter Solstice.
And to all a good night.
Whatever you celebrate.
Happy the Ukrainian.
No,
Christmas.
Happy Ukrainian Christmas.
Well, we're going to talk about that on the 6th and 7th. That's Christmas Day, Christmas Day.
That'll be in a couple weeks episode.
But as we said, what do we do? We're going with Merry Christmas to all.
Until all good night.
Ho, ho, ho.